Hello all, my name is Sydney, and through this presentation, I will aim to give you evidence-based tips and strategies to improve employee motivation, workplace satisfaction, and performance. Or not. There we go. Before we start, I think that it's important to review each of the different types of motivation, being extrinsic motivation, intrinsic motivation, positive and negative motivation. Extrinsic motivation occurs when one is motivated to perform in order to avoid a punishment or gain a reward. For example, competing in a contest to win an award or completing a project by the deadline so that you do not lose your job. Intrinsic motivation occurs because the behavior is rewarding to the individual. For example, taking on more responsibility in order to grow both personally and professionally. With this graphic, you can see that intrinsic motivation can be motivated by autonomy, belonging, curiosity, love, learning, mastery, and meaning, where extrinsic motivation can be motivated by badges, competition, fear of failure, fear of punishment, gold stars, money, points, rewards, etc. Positive motivation can be seen in either the immediate or the distant future, and it gives the individual the ability to visualize themselves with the reward. For example, write this report and you will get a bonus. It's pretty easy to picture yourself getting a bonus. Negative motivation occurs when action is taken to avoid a failure. It's not usually the most beneficial, but it can be used occasionally. For example, write this report or you will be fired. It is also very easy to picture oneself getting fired. This graphic gives a pretty good representation of the cross between each of the 4 different types of motivation. So the cross between internal and positive motivation, the motivators are passion, satisfaction, self-validation, desire, and challenge, with the outcome being success, fulfillment, and happiness. The cross between external and positive motivation, the motivators are financial rewards, security, professional recognition, and the outcome is that your success is built upon approval of others, so it's pretty unstable. The cross between internal and negative motivation, their motivators are fear of failure, insecurity, and feelings of inadequacy, with outcomes being considerable success, high rate of burnout, and general feelings of unhappiness. Finally, the cross between external and negative motivation, their motivators are pressure from others, unstable life, and financial pressure, with outcomes being some success, feelings of anxiety and unhappiness even after success. My first tip is to create a positive workplace environment. That has to do with 4 different motivational factors. First is leadership style, which must focus on the company's goals, objectives, and success. Next is reward system, which basically states that workers respond really well to incentives. They're kind of like children. So incentives like bonuses, increased pay, and additional time off really work well to keep people motivated. Organizational climate is also important. So the actions of both the employee and the supervisor must be conducive towards achieving the corporate objectives, so everybody's on the same page. And then structure of work is also very important, and the work that employees are doing really should require hard work by being stimulating, creative, and imaginative. This graphic explains the branches of motivation, so recognition, achievement, responsibility, job satisfaction, and growth. And basically, if a manager covers all of those bases, then their employees should be pretty generally motivated and happy. The motivational systems theory analyzes a whole phenomenon rather than the sum of its parts. So regarding employer relations, a group dynamic creates synergy by having a common goal rather than an us against them mentality. Then within interdependence, so like the workplace is an area where people all rely and depend on one another. And a workplace that has positive emphasis on asking questions and seeking advice will reinforce that interdependence. This graphic is pretty cool because it looks at HR's specific role in creating a high-performance work system, so feel free to take a look at that. But some of the most important ones are empowerment, information sharing being encouraged, teamwork and team rewards. Like I said, people like getting rewards, fair pay, and formal performance feedback. My final tip is managing people for success. I believe that it's important for managers to understand that employee satisfaction is dependent on a sustainable, motivational workplace. When an employee's strengths are recognized, it's very likely that they will be sufficiently motivated, which is for the best of the organization. Every manager's goal should also be to inspire each employee to do their best each and every day, regardless of who is watching. And it's always helpful to practice what you preach and to lead by example. And eliminating bias is imperative. I truly do believe that if you do follow my couple of tips and tricks of evidence-based things, then your employee motivation, workplace satisfaction, and performance will all be improved. Thank you.